Hey guys, we're gonna start on the road for this live stream, cause that's new. Sorry we're just a couple minutes late. Sorry we're just a couple minutes late. We hurried up and had to stop and eat, and I didn't want to be eating and answering your questions and you guys hear me talking with my mouth full of food or whatever. So, I'm sure some of you are curious. We stopped at a very healthy location, Burger King.
Yeah.
I got the Impossible Burger. I ate half of it, and then David ate the other half. And David had 2 value burgers off of the value menu. So yeah, not too bad. And now I feel awesome. I was getting real crabby because I was hungry. Excuse me.
Jenny hadn't eaten all day.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, because when we stopped to eat, before we left, we stopped at a Wendy's, but they don't have a single vegetarian option. They do have salads, but if I get it with no meat, it's the same price, and I'm not spending $7 for a bowl of lettuce.
Yeah.
So I didn't get anything at Wendy's, but David did, and we were already late, so we just hit the road. I wasn't hungry yet anyway, but then I was getting real hungry, so we had to stop.
I completely forgot that we didn't, that you
That's
hadn't
because
eaten.
you ate.
Yeah.
Do you want these?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I hope there's nothing in the screen that's reflecting anything. There you go. You guys got a nice clear view now. You know, except for the bug guts.
Uh-huh.
I hope everyone is doing good. I know that it is past dinner time out on the East Coast, so I hope everybody has had a good dinner or is about to have a good dinner.
How many people out there have a 3-day weekend?
Oh yeah, I think some people might. I know the 4th of July is on Saturday, so my old job and David's old job wouldn't have given us a 3-day weekend, but I know some people do.
What, my old job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have.
Oh, you would have?
Yeah.
Oh. Apparently David would have gotten a 3-day weekend. I'm not salty about that.
So I actually, no. I wouldn't have gotten a 3-day weekend because I still would have went into work because I'd have gotten double time.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Vic says I have a 7-day weekend.
Well, la-ti-da. No, that's awesome, Vic.
Yeah, super awesome. I hope that you really enjoy it.
I want to hear from everyone if they've got any travel plans for the 4th of July weekend, because Jenny and I know that RVing goes nuts around the 4th of July. So
It does. It's insane. And we don't just mean the weekend of the 4th of July.
That's
It
the
is,
whole week.
yeah, it's the whole week before the 4th of July, and even for a little while after the 4th of July, it's really busy everywhere. So,
Which is one of the reasons it's really nice that we're visiting Jenny's grandparents
yeah.
over the 4th of July, because we don't have to mess around with the insanity
Yeah.
this year.
We don't have to try and find boondocking and then it'll all be full because
Yeah.
everybody else is out there for the
Yeah.
weekend.
You remember Trillium Airstrip?
I do. It was very, very busy.
We're like, why is it so busy? Oh, it's the 4th.
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. Grandpa texted me.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, the second half of today's travel day has been going really smooth. It's been going by nice and quick. We're all well fed. The animals are, for the most part, awake. Sweetie's awake, which is surprising. She'll probably pass out here shortly, though. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm not grumpy anymore. And Jenny's not grumpy. She was actually starting to get grumpy, but it was hangry. Yeah, we're good. We only have, oh man, I think we only have like an hour and a half left. And then
We have almost 2 whole hours.
Oh. Dang. Oh well. That's not that bad.
Less than 100 miles, though.
That's not that bad, especially because we're probably going to be live streaming most of that.
Yeah, we're going to be live streaming most of it, probably.
Whoa, what is happening? Pieces of tire?
Maybe this truck up here on the right
that's exactly what
had a
happened.
flat.
That is exactly what
Can
happened.
you get over? Oh, nope, there's
I'm trying,
too much.
but this guy's not going to let me over. Nope.
Yeah, no,
I'll just kind of fade in as far as I can.
yeah. while still being in our lane.
Yep. All right,
That sucks. Oh, they had a flat on their trailer. They were hauling some toys.
Yeah, that Porsche wouldn't let me over. What a jerk.
Okay, so this is really interesting. One thing that's interesting about scheduling our live streams ahead of time is that you guys can comment before we're even live. And so I went to start scrolling through the comments and you guys are having a conversation. So
That's awesome.
really nice.
That's really cool.
They were guessing how many miles we had left.
All right, who won? Who was closest?
So the first person to guess was The Adventures of a Renaissance Man, says 100 miles left. And then Sherry Mutters also said 100 miles left. And they're the only two that guessed. And you were about right. We're just under 100 miles now.
Cool.
Aw, they're all talking about how hot it is and everything. You guys are so cool. Tammy says, hey. Hey, Tammy. Impossible Burger is awesome. It is really good. It is actually very delicious.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah. Sherry said she had TV, dinner, turkey. Some of those are still really good. There's a mac and cheese one that I used to have when I lived in my apartment alone that was just amazing. But you can't just live off of pasta and cheese when you're in college. I mean, you can.
When you're in college, you can.
You can try. But I did not feel great eating a lot of mac and cheese and ramen.
Constantly, yeah.
All the time. Oh, Sherry says she has the next 4 weeks off.
Wow.
That is awesome. I really hope you enjoy that. Yeah. It's kind of real toasty in here.
Yep. Yeah, that sun is beating in.
Yep. Joe Townser says they have to work all weekend. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, and hopefully you're getting some overtime.
Yeah, hopefully some overtime. Or at least like double time or something.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with Jenny. I used to always work on the 4th of July at my old job because I would get double time. So it's like, heck yeah.
Oh, nice. The Adventures of a Renaissance Man has a 4-day weekend.
Nice.
That's awesome. Just so you guys know, I'm pretty sure that I'm the only one that has a day off. Or do you have Friday off? Kind of.
No, Friday. No.
You have to work Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be working just about all weekend.
David will be working all weekend, and I think I'm going to work at least one of the days, but the other 3 days I'm going to be cleaning, because the weekend after this weekend we're camping with some of our friends in Washington, and they're going to be like using our stove and our bathroom and stuff like that. So, you know, I gotta get it nice and clean for everyone.
Yeah. Well, you also need to I
gotta hang out with my grandparents.
Yeah, what's important to you is spending time with your grandparents. Otherwise, coming out here was a total waste.
Yeah. So I actually can take all 4 days off.
Yes.
I don't have to work.
Be all right.
But
you can get
busy,
stuff done while they're napping.
Yeah.
Because they do that. And then
they also go to bed at 8 o'clock, and we're up till midnight, so I can work then too. River Stinks Outdoors with a super chat. Thank you. They have a little, it's a super sticker with they're handing you coffee. That's awesome.
My coffee is completely empty.
Well, you can have the rest of mine. I don't want it.
Cool.
There's just a little bit in there.
I bet it's warm and gross.
No, it's still cold. It's not hot. Okay, he made a face. It's definitely not.
It's warm and gross.
It's warm.
Let
me
flip it around.
No, it was crooked. Sorry, guys. Cougar 125 says they're headed to Boise to pick up my kid for the other half of summer. Wow, I hope that you enjoy that summertime with your kid. That's awesome. Ooh. DC, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, says heading up to the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming for some tent camping tomorrow. Super excited. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy it. It was a little cold while we were driving through the Grand Tetons. I'm not sure where Bighorn Mountains are. Oh wait, yeah, I remember seeing them off in the distance. Hopefully it's not too cold there at night for you.
I bet it will be. I bet it'll be good. Well, I'm sure they're prepared. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it got down in the Grand Tetons National Park where we were, I bet it get that goddamn near or if not below freezing.
Yeah. I bet it came at least close.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the forecast though.
Yeah, I mean.
Sammy says, I really enjoy watching y'all. I'm a retired firefighter and my wife and I travel a good bit. We're thinking about boondocking and we go to Utah. We're from Georgia. Any advice?
Oh,
Utah
man,
is
Utah
an
is
excellent
awesome.
place to go boondocking.
It's all over the place.
Yes, if you're going during like now, I don't recommend it because it is incredibly hot there.
Yep.
But spring and fall boondocking out there, absolutely amazing. It does rain, and when it rains, it's very, very soggy. Like it literally turns into like peanut butter soup.
So she's talking about Moab area.
Yeah, Moab area where there's like the red dirt everywhere.
Yeah. But in spring and fall, that's when it's like the temperatures are bearable, but it also rains. Then
yeah.
You got to watch out for what Jenny just said. And then some more advice is if you go like west, like southwest Utah area, like central and southwest or southern, it's all pretty high elevation. So
it's still toasty there, like in the 90s, but it's not like the 120 or 110 you're going to get in Moab.
It'll be more bearable in the summer, but you know, you won't be able to go there like in the early spring, late fall. It'll be way too cold.
Yeah. One piece of advice that I would love to give is if you don't have a Jeep or an off-road capable vehicle, I really recommend renting one.
Yeah.
If you can afford it.
A lot of fun.
It is so much fun. There are so many amazing trails to go on, and when you're in a Jeep exploring around all those trails, you know, you're not in the big crowds that would be in like the possible national parks or whatever you might be visiting. So it's an excellent place to go and like be alone out and just off-road and just have a blast.
Yeah.
We did that the second time we went in Moab and we have no regrets. It was amazing. We'll do it again.
Yeah. I would like to go back to Moab and do some more off-roading.
Kelsey wants to know, how is Alice? Alice is doing fantastic. She's currently napping. But she's doing great. She's recovering very, very well. She's eating all of her food just fine, going to the bathroom just fine, and she doesn't have to wear her cone anymore. She's allowed to lick her sutures. She's allowed to clean herself, all that good stuff.
Well, they're probably dissolved by now.
They might be dissolved by now. I'm not really sure. And she's allowed to jump around and play. Yeah, she's back to her full self. She's just still healing a little bit, and she has to grow all that hair back now that they had to shave away.
Yeah.
She has a bald spot on her neck where they shaved it off in preparation to give her a feeding tube the next morning, and then they ended up not needing to. So she's got a bald spot on her neck.
I'm so glad they didn't have to do that. That was really stressing me out.
Yeah, that was stressing me out too. She has a bald spot on her right front arm where they had her IV in, and obviously her entire stomach is bald. Roy Passy? I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
How do you spell it?
P-A-S-E.
Oh.
I think.
Maybe.
Says, how did I miss 2 episodes? What happened between Wyoming and now? We would love to give you a recap. And this is actually really flat, so I'm going to go ahead and turn around for you. I'm not sure how you missed... Oh, sorry. I'm not sure how you missed 2 live streams. I believe they were both scheduled, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
So the first one was... Oh, this is not straight.
Well, the first thing we can say is next to the subscribe button that's below the video player, make sure that the little bell there is turned on. So, because you can be subscribed but also have notifications turned off.
Yeah.
So make sure you have all notifications for everything turned on. And then on top of that, if that bell is turned on.
Well, these are the live streams. We don't put a newsletter out for the live streams.
I know. What I was gonna say is if that bell is rang, then YouTube is just being weird. And
it does weird things for live streams when you've gone live in one day more than once. Sometimes it won't send out a notification to people.
Yeah, YouTube is finicky. It's finicky.
It's very, very finicky. And like right now we only have 88 people watching. I have a feeling it didn't send out a notification for this one to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
I bet you're right.
That's really, and the only reason that we know that is because 2 years ago in January when we were driving straight through. I think it was 38 hours, 36
Yeah.
hours, something like that. We went live
A
probably
lot.
like every 3 hours for that entire trip, even if it was in like 2 o'clock in the morning. And people stopped getting notifications after the first day.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. It really depends. And it can be very frustrating for people that are wanting to watch them. So yeah, I'm sorry.
And for us that are
For
wanting
us.
to do them.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're just, we are at the whims of YouTube.
Unfortunately. But thank you so much. That is a massive super chat donation. Thank you. It's gonna.
We really appreciate that, man.
It helps pay for fuel. It
that
really
goes
does.
really far. Yeah, that really helps.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I lost my spot. I think he commented again. He said, I missed it probably because of internet in the hotel. Not your fault. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that your internet situation gets better. Yesterday was an awful day for internet for us.
Yeah.
Driving through Wyoming, we were only able to go live that one time, and then we had to stop it. How long were we live? Like 45 minutes?
If that.
Not even how long we normally like to go live. And then we just started losing signal and had to end it, and then we like never got it back.
Yeah, through like all of Wyoming.
The
Wyoming
entire
is
day.
like the most empty state I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna hold off until we on making a most empty state award until we drive through Montana.
Yeah. Well, so Wyoming was prettier than South Dakota. It had more to see. South Dakota was just like prairie lands. So Montana was prettier, or Wyoming was prettier. But I have heard that I have heard a lot of people say that Montana is the prettiest state they've ever driven through.
Really?
Yes.
Oof.
So we'll see. We've never been through it.
Yeah.
I bet it's really pretty.
Oh
though.
yeah, I definitely want to go through Montana one day.
Oh, Sherry says they're staying home, have a lot of things to get done before they head to Yellowstone on the 11th. Wow. Yellowstone is like in July and August, the perfect time to visit Yellowstone. I have heard that it takes multiple hours just to drive through it.
Yeah.
So I hope that you enjoy. I know that it's beautiful, and we really hope to get there someday. Co-Cider says you'll be happy to know I'm baking lemon meringue pie as we speak.
Oh, yum.
Very yummy.
It'd be better if it was key lime pie.
David is obsessed with key lime pie.
Oh, this is good. I haven't had it in a while.
Raymond says I'm thinking Cybertruck in a couple years to tow my trailer.
That'd be awesome.
You'll have to let us know how that goes. That is a beast of a truck, and it can handle basically anything.
Jenny, should we get a Cybertruck?
No.
Tri-motor?
No. It does not have enough storage in the bed of its truck for what we would need it for.
Yeah.
So we cannot get it. We need one that has a much bigger bed.
Yeah.
Tammy says I was the first one on, finally. Merlin says working overtime, baby. Nice.
Working overtime.
Eric wants to know, where is David working? Well, he'll be working in the trailer, but on our videos.
Yeah.
He'll be working at Fade Unbound.
He'll be editing. Editing.
Sucks to be the camper we just passed. Yeah, it looked like they blew a tire or something.
Where?
The guy that had his dog outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't just pass them. You're behind, right?
I'm behind, yeah.
No, they had the hood of their truck up.
Oh, the hood of their truck
yeah,
up.
they're
Oh,
having some sort of engine
Oh,
issues.
that's right. It was the people that were stopped before them had a tire out. Ooh, Montana bound on the 10th, leaving for Jefferson, Oregon. Nice. Greg says, love you guys from Guntersville. I think I pronounced that right. Guntersville, Alabama. Very nice. Eric said, man, the scenery looks bleak. It's a little It's a little dry.
Yeah,
and
we're
flat.
definitely in an arid climate right now. I mean, that's southern Idaho is that. It's pretty arid.
Yeah, there are mountains off in the distance on both sides, but nothing straight in front of us.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, it's pretty blank.
Franklin says, hey David and Jenny, I sent y'all a gift on PayPal, tank of diesel on me. Thank you, Franklin. That is so sweet of you.
You're the man, Franklin.
You are.
Thank you so much, man.
He's so sweet.
Always so supportive, yeah.
Very supportive. Thank you.
Oh, Franklin, I saw your comment on today's video.
He had to read it to me, too.
Yeah, I read it to Jenny. I was like, oh, you gotta, on the one where, I told the one guy, I was like, all outdoors, however I want outdoors, or something like that. And, yeah, I loved your quip back. Thank you so much, man. It's always awesome when you guys, back us up on a negative comment like that.
When you stick up for us.
Yeah, so thanks, man. I saw that.
Yeah.
I wanted to let you know that I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was very cool. Paradox with a super sticker. Thank you. Oh, it's a smiley face wearing sunglasses.
That's one we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, so I might still butcher it, but it says you were close. It's pronounced Desi, maybe? Desi. I like Desi Arnaz. Arnaz? I'm not sure. I don't know who that actor is. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be around 38 to 42 degrees at night in the mountains.
Oh, okay.
So not the warmest, but they have really nice sleeping bags. That's good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure they're prepared for it. I'm sure they know what they're getting into.
Sherry says they'll be in Glacier on the 17th. Nice. That's one that we really want to get to.
Yeah, the Tetons, Yellowstone, Glacier,
yeah.
all those places.
Now I'm too cold because the sun moved.
Yep.
Oh, Kelsey wants to know if we have ever seen any wild horses on our travels.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Where were we? Oh, we were near Phoenix. We were near Phoenix when we saw wild horses.
In the Navajo Nation, they're all over the place.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen them anywhere else besides the two. So yeah, we've seen them a lot on reservations. They're all over the place in the Navajo Nation, and then we saw them in the Superstition Mountains near Phoenix. We saw some there. But when it comes to wild donkeys, those are everywhere.
Not everywhere, but we've seen
them more often.
Yeah, we have. It's crazy.
A lot more often. Eric, thank you for the super chat. He says, so the nerd in me has been thinking about your camera issue. Have you thought about using a router with open WRT installed? So no matter if a phone or hotspot, the IP info and SSID would stay the same. You know what that is?
I was only half listening because I'm also driving.
Oh.
All right, read it again.
All right, I'm going to read it again. It says, so the nerd in me has been thinking about your camera issue, our security camera issue.
Yeah.
Have you thought about using a router with open WRT installed? So no matter if a phone or hotspot, the IP info and SSID would stay the same.
Huh.
So that it might actually remember it.
So I don't know what that program is, open WRT.
Yeah.
But I've got your comment now. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what that is. I'll have to do some research.
Yeah. But thank you for the suggestion. We'll look into it. Maybe that'll fix it. Because we do... Everything that the cameras do is exactly what we want in a security camera. And if we're going somewhere that doesn't have signal while the cameras are on, we can send... Our family has access to those cameras, and they get notified if something fishy's going on, or if there's movement in front of it. And so we do like the cameras, but when they're working, and they just don't want to work anymore.
It's just so frustrating having to put in your hotspot information. You have to factory reset the camera, put in your hotspot information, and it's this big long process. And it takes 15 minutes just to get the camera to reconnect, and that's even if it reconnects.
Most of the time it doesn't, and we have to do it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, so then you have to refactory reset it, do it again, doesn't connect, factory restart it, and it's so frustrating.
And then we've also had this issue where if we can get one of them to work, we'll at least put up the outdoor camera.
Yeah.
And so we'll give up on the other one that might not be connecting. And what we've noticed has been happening is even if we can get that one to connect and we have strong Wi-Fi at our campsite and on our phones, sometimes it'll just say camera offline.
Just stop working.
So then we can't view the feed anymore, and then we get there and the camera's still on and it's still working.
But it's just disconnected from the hotspot.
Yeah, disconnected from the hotspot.
Super frustrating.
So.
And we know it's not a hotspot issue because our hotspot works perfectly fine for on our computers and everything else. So
never had an issue with the hotspot we connected to. So I don't know. Cougar says, talking about nothing. You haven't done I-80 through Nebraska. Wait, yes we have.
Yeah, we have.
We have actually. It was where were we headed from? When we left the Dixie National Forest to Fort Wayne, Indiana, we had to drive on I-80 through Nebraska, and it was empty.
Let me tell you, well, compared to driving through Wyoming, I-80 in Nebraska was like New York City. Because there were farms, there were people farming them.
Oh, there was literally nothing in Wyoming, but it was prettier. It was super flat in Nebraska, and in Wyoming it was a little more hilly.
It's rolling, but I mean, Wyoming was literally just open, nothing. It's just emptiness, but in Nebraska it was farmland.
Yeah,
it was all farmland.
There were like houses around and stuff.
Yeah, there was like a farmhouse over there. There's like a farmhouse over there, and then there's a guy driving his combine through the field, and those massive sprinklers that are spraying the fields and stuff. So there was stuff going on, but in Wyoming, it's just nothing.
Yeah. Carla says, I see two of the girls. Yep, this one is Butters, and this is Alice, and they're both asleep. She says, Tiggs was so happy to see Senorita Alice feeling better.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured he would like that. Probably got scared there for a little bit.
Desi says, I know you guys love gaming, but do you guys play Minecraft or World of Warcraft ever? We have played Minecraft
extensively
over the years, a lot.
Never got into World of Warcraft though.
We did play, what was it called?
EverQuest 2.
EverQuest 2.
That game was the bomb in its
awesome.
day. We're talking like 10 years ago.
Yeah, when we first started dating, we played it for what, like a year and a half? Like
probably.
All the time for a year and a half. And then we've played Minecraft on and off a couple of times. I don't think we've played it in a while.
No, we haven't played it in years.
Yeah. Since before we hit the road. I don't think we've played that at all on the road, have we? Or no, I think we did. I think we did
a little bit our first year. A little bit our first year.
I don't think we've played it since 2017 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it, Desi. Bill Utah says we will love Glacier. Promise.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we've seen some gorgeous video. Absolutely amazing. So I'm almost all caught up here, and I was wondering if anybody has any questions for us pertaining to full-time RVing or not full. You can ask
really anything.
Yeah, whatever you want, really. Some questions we avoid, but most of them we answer. Janie says, we love watching you guys. We are headed to Sawtooth Mountain in Idaho. Awesome. We've been to Idaho. This is now our third time in Idaho.
Yeah.
The first time we were here,
Jenny.
What?
We might look around at some of the, sorry to interrupt you, but I just had this thought and I didn't want to forget it.
Okay.
And I'm pretty forgetful, guys, so if I don't, I mean, you all saw me miss that exit earlier. So, while we're in Idaho, we need to go to liquor stores and see if any of them have Idaho Gold. Oh,
yeah, that's right. So our first year, or the first time we came to Idaho, we stayed on Lake Pend Oreille near, I think it's Sandpoint. Is it Sandpoint, Idaho? what the town is. I think it might be Sandpoint. But we stayed on Lake Ponderay for a few days, and we went hiking up in the mountains. So pretty. Loved it. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we went to Payette National Forest. Again,
Awesome.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
but while we were there, we stopped in McCall, Idaho, and my favorite beer that I've ever had, it's basically the only beer that I'm actually excited to drink, was Idaho Gold by, what was the name of that company?
Salmon River Brewery.
Yeah, Salmon River Brewery, but it's only available in Idaho. But I don't even know if it's available outside of McCall, so we're gonna have to research, because we're not driving anywhere near McCall. So we're not gonna be able to stop and get any. That guy's smoking.
Yeah, he's got a diesel, and for whatever reason, he's really putting out a lot of soot.
Yeah, he is. That's strange.
Maybe he doesn't have. He's modified his exhaust, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like I was answering a question. Oh, Sawtooth Mountain.
Yeah, I did cut you off. Sorry.
Yeah, and then we've also been to Craters of the Moon. Really, really pretty out there. We stayed near
what was the name of that?
Silver Creek.
Yeah, Silver Creek.
Yeah,
Yep.
we stayed out near there.
Silver Creek BLM area.
Yeah, gorgeous. We've loved exploring Idaho. It is so, so pretty here. There are places where we could camp and boondock right on the Snake River. Where's it? The Little Snake? There's one of the Snake Rivers.
Yeah,
I don't know. You can camp right on the river, but there is no signal.
Yeah.
Zero signal. For miles and miles and miles. So we couldn't even stay in the drive to signal, which we've done before. Like if signal's 20 miles away or 30 miles away, we'll drive to signal if we need to stay somewhere awesome, but there's literally nothing. Oh, Mustang 390 says, "Hi guys, my wife and I want to go to Yellowstone in August. What do you think the chances of the park being closed is by COVID-19?
Where?
Yellowstone.
Oh,
I don't know. If you're planning on staying in a campground, they are normally booked out like over a year. So I'm not sure. You may just want to call the National Park Service for Yellowstone and ask them what they think, because I have no idea.
Yeah, they're going to be able to give a much better, because Jenny and I have basically just nixed on any plans that we have to really go into national parks for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because of the whole situation. So
we still want to camp nearby and go to some things if we can.
Yeah.
If it's going to be like empty or it's not crowded, or we can stay in the vehicle while we're visiting or whatever.
Yeah, but going to like the major attractions that like are going to have huge crowds, no way. Yeah. Like where we stopped in the Tetons on the last night.
Yeah,
there
was
like
gorgeous.
No one there. It was great. Yeah. But we were just stopping at like random overlooks at sunset, so.
Yeah. Randy Savage wants to know, do you still talk with that couple in your recent videos with you? He drove 2 hours to help you. Yes.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah,
we talk
really
with them
friends.
almost every day.
Yeah, we really do. We share Snapchats and stuff.
Yeah, we're always sharing Snapchats with each other, and we talk almost every single day. And they're awesome people. So their names are Thomas and Stacy, and their channel is I'm Not Lost in RVing, and they have a lot of information that is better suited to a beginner. For example, most of their solar stuff is really good for beginners. So their channel is very helpful. So if you guys don't follow them, go follow them.
Yeah,
because
give them a watch.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool people.
Yeah, they put out some really good content.
Super nice.
And they're obviously super nice because they drove 2 hours out to help us.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to get insurance for full-time RVing? Are you talking about health insurance or vehicle and trailer insurance? So far, neither one have been difficult for us to get.
Yeah, the vehicle insurance is pretty easy. When I went to get full coverage for our trailer, they just asked me how many months out of the year do I plan on using my trailer. I told them 12.
And They didn't even bat an eye at that. They were just like, okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Can you guys see this? She's a little washed out. Oh, and there's another kitty stretch back here. I gotta pet the bellies.
Can they see Alice, or is she like?
She's really dark, but she's back here. I mean, they were able to see her in the last live stream fall off. Oh.
So am I just staying on I-80 West?
Yep.
Okay.
Run this for over 50
or 84,
miles.
my bad.
Yep, just driving straight through.
Cool.
I'm getting licked and very, very gently bit by a kitten who is too tired to play rough. What are you doing?
Oh, she likes that.
Aw.
She really likes that.
So Alice, I know that Butters was really playful as a kitten, but she would never, ever, ever bite your skin. She would only bite if you had a glove on or if you were playing with her under the covers. Butters is a lover, not really that into playing. Alice, on the other hand,
super playful.
She's more of a player than she is a lover.
Player.
She likes.
Player.
She's a player. She loves to play.
We coming into Boise?
I think so. We must be.
Yeah. I mean, we just went 6 or 5 lanes, so.
Truth. Oh, Franklin has a good question. He says, question for David and Jenny, compared to before y'all started RVing and now after 3 years of RVing, do we feel closer together right now than any point in our lives before?
Oh yeah.
I would think so.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
And before we hit the road, we were best friends. So we've just gotten even closer.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been spending every waking moment together for the past 3 years. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, the only times we're apart is when, like, one of us goes to the grocery store, and then we're only apart for, like, an hour or two.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you that when we're apart now, like when one of us goes to the grocery store or
it's
something,
awesome. I love every minute of it. No, I'm just,
I am much more stressed out about him being. I'm much more stressed out about him being gone than I ever was when we lived in a house.
Jenny's
I don't know
worried,
why.
Jenny's worried I'm gonna like get in an accident and die. And
He's a great driver, but I do get worried. I do.
You get separation anxiety.
I have separation anxiety from my husband.
Yep, you sure do. Oh, you're just like Alice.
I am. At least you can be outside as long as you're like in the same campsite as me and it doesn't bother me. Alice, if you step outside for more than 5 minutes, she's pawing at the window crying at you to come
Meowing
back.
at the window. Yeah, she's just crying. Pacing around.
BSWG says, I pick up my 21-foot escape trailer on the 8th and I can't wait. If things work out, I'll be on the road like you guys in 10 to 15 years, depending on how things are going. So pumped. That's awesome. Having a plan, no matter how far out it is so exciting.
Excellent point, Jenny. Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, if you've got a long-term plan, good for you. That's awesome. And, you know, enjoy, you know, look forward to the future, but make sure that you also enjoy the journey too. So,
yeah.
It's going to take 10 to 15 years. Make it a good 10 and 15 years, and then once you start full timing, oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Sherry says there's no camping in Yellowstone itself right now.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
James says someone is sleeping.
Oh, it's about to get nice.
They're so cute. Oh. Going under a tunnel.
No, they still can't see.
For like 1 second, you could make out some of the definition in Alice's face.
Man.
After we went through that. Oh, Janie says, thank you. We'll check out those places when we go to Idaho and the beer. So the beer is a light beer. It's a light ale.
It's a golden ale.
Golden ale. And it has a lot of flavor. And like, I don't like really hoppy beer. I feel like that's really tart. And I like beer that has good flavor that you can like.
What she means
really
is
enjoy.
Jenny likes a very light beer, doesn't have a lot of beeriness,
yeah,
and a little bit of fruit flavoring to it. And
this
that's
was like a lemony one,
yeah,
wasn't it?
and that's how I would describe Idaho Gold. It's an extremely light tasting beer, but with a splash.
Oh wow. Our Sutherland 26 says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say thanks for the inspiration. Love the videos. Selling my house and boondocking in my 30-foot Pioneer as of Friday, Arizona bound. Congratulations!
Wow, nice,
That's so
man.
awesome.
Wait,
So happy for
Arizona
you.
bound?
Well, it's gonna be hot.
You better get that AC ready.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever camped anywhere that is really, really hot.
Unless he's going to Flagstaff, then it might not be so bad.
Flagstaff's not so bad.
Yeah.
If you've camped anywhere really, really hot, I know some people that are watching might have done this or know of this, but RV refrigerators have a really hard time staying at the temperature you want them to when it's
hot.
really hot outside. Yeah. So to help combat that, it's a good idea to point that side of your trailer where the fridge is on north so that it doesn't get hit on by the sun.
Yeah, that will help. And they also make, if you have that issue too, there's a company that makes a kit where they're basically exhaust fans that sit down into the fridge vent and they just pull air up through the fridge vent just to help circulate that hot air out of there.
Yeah.
Thomas and Stacy just put one in their Lazy Days motorhome, 3 months ago? Yeah. I don't think he made a video on it though.
You don't think he did?
He might have.
I'm not sure. He might have mentioned it in a video.
Might have.
Around that time. I'm not sure. Kelsey says,
he didn't, he should have. That was a missed opportunity.
Well, maybe he's waiting to see how it does.
Maybe.
And then make a video. Kelsey says, do we ever caravan with anyone who doesn't have a YouTube channel? Yes, we have camped with a lot of people that don't have YouTube channels. When we were in Quartzsite the last time, we had 5 people camping with us?
Four.
We had 4 different rigs camping with us.
None of them are YouTubers. Yeah.
And then one of those, we had 5. We had 5 people. No, we had 4.
No, it was 4.
We did have 4. And then one of those followed us, or came with us to Lake Havasu for a little while after that. That was really fun. We did camp with some people that had a YouTube channel at the time that we were camping with them, but we had just met them at the RV show, the Quartzsite RV show, and then we met them at Lake Mead, and they don't have a YouTube channel anymore, but they're really big into photography and they have a Instagram. Yeah, we're big on being loners.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with having a YouTube channel and not having a YouTube channel. It's more just like Jenny and I are always alone.
Yeah, we're just always alone. That's all that it is.
Which we usually like. Sometimes we don't like it though. When Alice was sick.
Yeah, it was so hard to be alone when Alice was sick.
Yeah, that sucked.
I just wanted someone there.
Yeah.
To just like talk to, or I don't know, just be around.
Yeah, we just felt really alone.
Yeah.
But it's usually good.
Johnny says, Thomas and Stacy are great. Go to their site and get the backstory. It'll make you cry. Yeah, Stacy has a video out there. They used to be law enforcement officers.
Yeah.
And
just go watch the video.
Yeah, just go watch the video. It's a tearjerker.
Something else, yeah.
Living the RV Local Life says, hey guys, how are you and Alice? We are doing great. Alice is also doing great. She's sleeping. She's been sleeping almost all day. But every time we stop, she steals one of our seeds. But she's basically back to her normal self and eating all of her food. No problems there. Yeah, she's doing great. We're very, very happy to have her back because the vet said that, what were her exact words? They're kind of hanging on to Alice's case because they've had a lot of heartbreak these last couple weeks with
the other animals they've been treating.
Yeah, other animals that have very similar issue to what Alice has been having, and they've been unable to save them. So yeah, they're having a hard time over there. Kelsey said, my youngest kitten has learned on her own to keep her claws retracted when I play with her. So sweet. Butters did the same thing. When Butters was a kitten, she did the exact same thing. She also didn't bite, but... Johnny says, biting is a sign of affection in cats. Unless they're really mad at you, then you'll know they're mad. Alice bites a little bit harder when she's hungry.
Butters does love bite every now and then.
It's Alice, I think. I don't know.
I know, Butters does.
Butters does love bite on occasion.
It's infrequent, but she does.
And it's always just the most gentle. She just puts her teeth on you, and that's it. So gentle about it.
Can we drop down to 55? Oh, don't worry about it.
Only 7 minutes behind.
Okay.
It says 65.
Oh, okay. I just wondered because everyone started braking for no reason.
Here we go. And it was a very exciting, very stressful time.
Yep. Yeah, as you get down to it, you're like, gosh, I have all this stuff that I have to get done still, and this is my date. Yeah. It's pretty crazy when you finally get there and make the switch. It's such a paradigm shift in your life. It's like,
It really is, yeah.
It's like the life you lived beforehand was like a totally different life.
Stinky's RV Adventure says, what is your favorite chapstick? So my favorite chapstick is a chapstick that makes my lip not chapped. So I always go with a medicated chapstick, and the one I like is Carmex. David always likes
EOS?
Flavored stuff. He likes EOS.
Flavored?
Scented.
What am I eating it? Scented?
I don't know. Scented. I think the one that you liked the most way back when, before we ran out of it, was...
I mean, I guess it is sort of flavored.
He had an apple pie one.
That one was really cool.
That one was really good. You had a green apple one, I think. Yeah.
I really like that one.
Those two were your favorite, I think.
I like Blistex, chapstick, and EOS.
And EOS, yeah. The one we have in the truck is Orange Mango Blast, and it's very nice.
What is it? Is it Blistex?
It's Blistex.
I need chapstick. It's one of those things where like someone mentions it, now you need it.
Well, for me, the reason I like Carmex is because it stays on even when I'm talking a lot. This Blistex stuff wears off. Ooh, Candace says that they have the exhaust fans on their fridge. It's a world of difference, especially in Texas. Yeah, cool. That's good. I'm glad they're working for you.
We don't need them because if it's hot enough that our fridge isn't keeping up, we get the heck out of there.
Ram says, hey guys, love the videos and the animals. Say hi to Sweetie for me.
Hi, Sweetie. Oh, is she asleep?
She's asleep. Carrie says, what happened to Alice? They missed it. So, we shared this on our stories. You can make stories on YouTube too, but I know a lot of people don't know that. I didn't even know that until I looked it up. So, she got really sick. It's been almost 2 weeks now.
And we did make a video on this. It's going up
next Thursday.
A week from today, yeah.
And it's a tearjerker, but it has a happy ending. So we started filming the video while Alice was still very sick, and we actually weren't sure if she was going to make it. And what happened was, now that we have all the testing results back and she's doing better, she had an overgrowth of bacteria in her duodenum, which is the part of the intestine that connects the intestine to the stomach. And that overgrowth of bacteria caused the intestine lining right there to flake off and cause a blockage, which is why they thought that she had eaten something that was causing a blockage, because when she was throwing up like constantly. Yeah. Like every 5 minutes she would throw up. She did literally have a blockage, but it wasn't something that she ate. It was an infection. So they did. Okay, so what happened? Saturday, we took her in Saturday, 2 weeks ago. Not this last Saturday, the Saturday before. Because this was day 3 of her throwing up, and it was like every 5 to 10 minutes she was throwing up. So we rushed her to the hospital, which was an hour and 20 minutes away. David stayed there for 5 hours while they ran a bunch of tests. They did x-rays, they
took blood, they did a blood work,
and then they gave us food because they didn't see a blockage.
And they also gave her an anti-nausea shot.
Yeah. So they gave her the anti-nausea shot and this medication to help her stomach, thinking that, I don't know, maybe she just has like a kitty cold or something. And the anti-nausea shot, they were very adamant about this. They said, this is a very strong anti-nausea medication. She should not throw up on this in the next 24 hours. And if she does, it's very serious and you need to bring her back in. So she was fine. She was just still like really lethargic when we brought her home that night. And then come morning, she was throwing up as we woke up. So we rushed her back to the hospital and they ended up admitting her. So we had to leave her there. And they did emergency exploratory surgery on her abdomen. Before I even made it back to the RV, they started that surgery. That's how urgent it was. They did not find a blockage. They were expecting to find a blockage, and they didn't find a blockage. So she literally cleared out her entire digestive tract. Her entire digestive tract, and put her on fluids. They were trying to get her to eat, and right after her surgery, she did actually eat. But the very next morning, she had stopped eating, and she didn't eat at all that day. They couldn't get her to eat. They were still really worried about her because she was still throwing up, even with the anti-nausea medication. So they were really scared about what was going to happen. So Monday, the Monday after she first got sick, I was honestly thinking that there was no way she was going to make it because of how sick she was. And so I was incredibly upset.
Our hopes were pretty low, yeah.
Yeah, our hopes were really low because we were getting nothing but bad news. There was no good news.
Yeah, well, I mean, she just kept getting worse and we had no idea what was wrong with her.
Yeah. So Monday was really tough, and then
they put her on antibiotics because of the surgery.
Yeah.
And I think that's what started to pull her out of it, because I think started killing off that bacteria.
Yeah. And so Monday night around midnight, the vet that we were talking to all the time, every time we called, that's who we talked to. She said night out of her cage like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
And she just wanted out, and she wanted to explore, and she was really excited, and she had eaten her food. And so Monday night, before I continue, Monday night they told us that if she was still not eating on Tuesday morning, they were going to put a feeding tube in through her throat, directly into her stomach, so that she would actually have food going through her system to keep her GI tract moving so that she could heal. So we woke up. I had such a hard time sleeping that week, guys. We woke up at 7:30 in the morning, and
to their call
at 7:30. I was terrified because normally a call that early in the morning means bad news.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was excellent news. She was eating. She was chipper. She was doing great, basically. And they told us they wanted to keep her one more night just to make sure she continued to do great. And we were able to take her home Wednesday afternoon. And sure enough, she was still kind of a little lethargic, still healing, obviously. And it probably took her 3 or 4 days after we brought her home for her to fully be back to normal. But yeah, she's great. We're so happy to have her home. And yeah, we made a video on it that's coming out next Thursday. And then we're going to be going live the Tuesday after that video goes up. That'll be the 14th, and we have a special announcement that day.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to be a part of that special announcement, mark it on your calendars for the 14th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. We're going live. It has to do with all of this, so. Oh yeah, the vet bill was a bit expensive. It was almost, how much was it?
Just over $3,000.
Just over $3,000. We thought it was going to be well over $6,000.
Yeah.
We were surprised.
Can you believe that I was happy to hear that I owed them $3,000?
But there's a very slightly funny story. The day we went to pick her up, that Wednesday afternoon, so we weren't allowed to go inside. It was curbside only.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone with them paying for it, and I could have sworn that she said, because we paid for a lot of it up front.
Yeah.
And told them to do whatever they needed to make sure that she got better. And so we paid for a ton of it up front. And then come to the time we pick her up, we thought we were going to pay a lot more. And so when she told me the price, I could have sworn that she said $9,000.
And she looks at me and she mouths 9,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
What?
Come to find out, it was only 900.
900 extra.
Thank God.
And I wanted to double check. It's like, are you sure that's all the extra that we owe? Are you sure? But it was, and yeah, we're really, really happy that she's there.
Totally worth it. Worth every penny.
She's not even 2, guys.
She's not even 2. And she's just such a cool cat. She's just so cuddly, and you can tell that she really loves us, and we love her too.
She's amazing. Randy says, Fit Unbound, the 2020 breakout channel of the year.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing better, but we're always slightly doing better every month. So.
Exactly. We've been steadily growing. We've been growing at an increasing rate basically our entire time as a channel.
Bill says, scented would be for smelling, flavored is for taste, correct? It does have a taste, though.
I mean, it does, I guess. It's pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like eating it though. That's why it's like.
I don't want to chew on it.
But you can definitely smell it. Like it's. I think it's more of a smell than a taste.
Yeah. It smells awesome.
I'm not like, chomping on my chapstick.
Yeah. Santa Sir Glenn, Dr. Harold. It's a very long name. Just bought the Easy Start Fate Save 25. That's awesome. I'm glad you got to save money on that.
Nice.
That's very good.
Easy Start's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love that thing.
Yeah, Vic, it was $948 extra on top of what we had already paid. So it was just over 3,000. Wasn't it like 3,400 and something?
No, it's like 3,040.
Oh, 3,040.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Jenny thought the bill was 9,000. I did. I thought it was 9,000 on top of what we had already paid.
Yeah, so that would have been like 11 grand. Oh.
Calabrese? No. Have you guys ever been to Durango, Silverton?
Durango sounds familiar.
Aurora? I don't know how to pronounce that. By way of the $1 Million Highway? I have no idea.
Durango where?
Yeah, Durango. Where are those places?
Yeah, what state?
Yeah. I've never heard of the $1 Million Highway.
I've heard of it.
Is that I-80?
I have no idea.
No.
I don't know why it's called $1 Million Highway, because I feel like a highway would cost a lot more than $1 million.
Yeah.
Like any highway.
Wait, Durango, that's Colorado. Would that be, what is it, 72?
No.
I don't know. You'll have to let us know. I don't know where that is.
Keep asking me. I just said I don't know.
I don't know. What are you doing?
It's like a footrest over here that I rested my foot on. It like plunked into place. It was weird.
Oh.
Must be loose. It's 2004. Oh, dude.
Aw, Billy Taw. Glad Alice is okay. It's not 3,000, but here's a little bit to the vet. Refill fund. Enjoy the channel, guys. Thank you, Bill. That's
Thank you,
very
Bill.
nice.
You didn't have to do that, man.
Yeah, you didn't have to do that.
We appreciate that.
We had knowing that we have pets that could possibly have emergencies, we have a saving stash for emergencies.
Well, we know. I mean, like Jenny and I, like if our pets get sick, we are gonna do whatever it takes to make them better. It's like when we adopted them, I sort of feel like it's my duty to protect them and provide care for them when they need it. So, like our pets are the closest thing that we have to children, and you do anything for your child. And that's how I feel about them too, and
okay, we gotta stop talking about it, guys. It's still hard to talk about because it was a really tough week.
I'm glad I'm wearing glasses right now. They're really special to me. To us, yeah.
Homeboy says, glad she's doing well. We are too, Homeboy. we're very, very happy that she's back. Oh, my phone's dying. How was your phone doing? Did your phone actually charge up there? It's okay. It's at 42. Judy says they just bought a gray wolf. That's awesome. I've seen some of those on the road. So I've seen those before. Those are travel trailers, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they might make...
They might make pickles.
Yeah, they might.
I've seen them mostly in travel trailers.
I forget what company that is, but it's kind of like Jayco, how all of their models are different types of birds.
Yeah.
They are the same thing. It's like different types of, like the wolf pup and the gray wolf,
yeah,
stuff like that. Kind of got that theme going.
Eric says, gotta go. Enjoy the construction zone. I drive it every day on the way home from work. I recognize all the scenery. Yeah, I think the construction's over now, but right in the middle of downtown, it's always really annoying. Okay, so it is the Colorado, it's in Colorado Painted Canyons east of Moab.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I don't think we've made that drive.
No, I don't think so either.
But I would love to.
Well, if it's in Colorado, we definitely have it.
Yeah, we've only driven through Colorado, and it was mostly all on I-80. What was the other one? Was it 79, 72, something?
I thought it was I-70.
I-70? I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Jennifer says, Lord knows vet bills are cheap. I'm so, I think they meant happy she pulled through. Yeah, and it was a vet hospital. It wasn't just a regular vet. It was a hospital.
It wasn't it was an emergency hospital. An
emergency hospital that she had to be in for 5 days.
It was $100 just to bring her there.
Yeah. Literally just to be seen was $100.
Yeah.
Anything on top of that was extra.
Yep. But that's how it is at the emergency hospitals, though. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Tammy says, you need a key lime chopstick.
Oh, that'd be so good.
He would love that. I've never seen one in Blistex before.
Me either. Guys, I very purposely don't eat key lime pie very often because I want it to stay, like, special.
Special, yeah.
I'm not an overindulger.
Yeah. Judy says it's Forest River. Going full-time boondocking 2021. Nice, that's so close. Congratulations. And they'll be boondocking.
Heck yeah.
Alex says $1 Million Highway is a bit dangerous, but worth the drive.
Oh.
It must be like really steep and some windy curves and stuff, maybe.
Well, the Teton Pass was supposedly like the most dangerous pass ever. And
I can see why.
Yeah, I mean, if it was snowing.
Yeah, awful. Absolutely awful.
Dead.
Dan says, I dig the glasses, David. Stay safe and enjoy the ride.
Thanks.
You got those in Moab, right?
Yeah, they're all bashed up. There's actually like the reflective stuff is like scraped off of the left lens. Oh, I did get these in Moab. So they're like 2.5 years old. 2 years old? 2. When did we go to Moab first? In spring, right? And I went back in the fall. I think I'm the wrong one.
You're thinking the other way. We were first there in October.
Okay, after being on the road for a
2018.
year. Okay, yeah.
And then we came back spring of 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were with Thomas and Stacey around May. Yeah.
All right. Man, it seems like so long ago. I guess that's a good thing though, right?
Bill says 70 goes through Colorado, 80 goes through Wyoming. Okay, yeah, so it was 70.
Whoa. Bumpy, bumpy.
Very bumpy. Ethan says, hello from Michigan. I'm glad that Alice feels better. Safe travels. Thank you, and hello. Carrie says, you would know if you had driven the $1 Million Highway in Colorado.
Oh.
It's a white knuckle for sure.
Wow.
Eric says, hey, there's a Maverick on your drive soon with 209 a gallon diesel. We already filled up on diesel. What was that though? 224? 244? It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Thank you for the tip though. We appreciate that. But we are, we're good on fuel for the rest of our drive.
Yep. Coast Cider says my lemon meringue came out beautifully. That's awesome.
Nice.
Very jealous.
I can taste it.
I love lemon meringue pie.
I also enjoy lemon.
I like all sorts of pies, David has a favorite pie, but I guess I have a favorite. My favorite pie is, it has to be warm though. It's pecan pie.
Yum.
Pecan pie is my favorite,
Yeah,
but
that is
it
good.
has to be warm with like Cool Whip on top.
Cool Whip.
So good.
So let me ask you, your lemon meringue pie, is it like thick, or is it like more of a pudding
Soft and,
texture
soft
or
and fluffy.
consistency? That's
Yeah.
the word. Is it like pudding, or is it like a gel?
Yeah.
That will be the decider of whether or not I would love it or just like it.
Big O says, Coast Cider, my favorite. Save me a slice, please. And then Coast Cider said, go to Telluride while you're there. The waterfall alone is worth it. I think they mean over on the $1 Million Highway.
Oh, okay.
Tiny Travel 2 says, hey guys, I've just joined your feed. Well, hello, and thank you for joining us. We are actually going to be ending our live stream soon.
Womp womp.
Because we're not that far from our destination.
Glass are killing my head.
But our live streams are up. They're obviously not live anymore, but they're up for a week after we're live, so. J. Scott says strawberry New York cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
That's not pie, though.
That's cheesecake.
It's like pie.
If I didn't know that it was cheesecake, I would probably call it pie.
I know, right? It's not cake. Why isn't it cheese pie?
Cheese pie?
Yeah, New York cheese pie.
New York cheese pie.
I'm gonna start calling it cheese pie now, because cheesecake, it's not cake.
It's not cake. Tiny Travel 2 says, love pecan pie. It's not a big thing here for us in Australia. Oh, they're from Australia. That's awesome.
Cool.
Okay. When David and I were getting married, I wanted our honeymoon to be in Australia. I don't know where we were going to go.
And then we couldn't afford that.
We couldn't afford that, so we went to North Carolina instead, which was gorgeous. We still loved it. It was amazing. But David, I think, was kind of trying to convince me not to want to go to Australia because of all like the really dangerous bugs that are there. You guys have a lot of really dangerous animals there, and bugs, and it's a little scary.
Snakes.
Yeah, snakes, lots of scary snakes and spiders and stuff. But
we'll get there one day.
we're still gonna go because I want to go so bad.
Yeah,
so
from
bad.
what we've seen, you have a beautiful country, and we would love to visit it someday.
Yes. Okay, so he said it's 4 inches tall, and the center is like thick pudding jelly.
Yeah. Yum.
Delicious.
Wait, did you say 4 inches tall?
4 inches tall.
Oh,
That is
great googly moogly.
that is so thick. That's awesome. Coast Rider says pie, certainly. I think they're talking about the cheesecake. And then Jay Scott says, I didn't name it. I just eat it.
Yep.
Franklin says, safe traveling, David and Jenny, and Fur Baby, stay strong and have fun together adventuring. Thank you, Franklin. You're so sweet.
Yeah,
Super
Franklin's the
supportive.
man.
Brian says cheesecake is pie and Boston cream pie is cake. English is confusing sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Tiny Travel 2 says, not quite the same place. We have a ton of dangerous things, but you never see them.
Oh.
So, well, that's good, because
Dang, you
that's
are
the
all
only
caught
thing
up,
that
aren't
scared
you?
me. I am very caught up.
Is that a
Dan's-
donkey? Is that an albino donkey?
Why was it standing in a patch of nothing, surrounded by grass?
Well, there's a horse. I mean, it's a pet.
Oh, it is a horse.
They probably live there.
Maybe. It was like on just a bald spot in that field, though.
He's just chilling.
Just chilling.
Don't tell him out outdoors.
I'm not gonna tell that donkey how to outdoors.
No.
Oh. Dan says chocolate peanut butter pie with whipped cream on top is awesome. I love peanut butter cream pie. I love it. David is allergic to peanuts, so
Allegedly. It's unconfirmed.
his mouth starts to hurt after he eats peanuts or peanut butter products, and his throat feels tight afterwards. So I would call that a peanut allergy.
Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed because he doesn't care to go to the doctor for it.
But I'm not gonna eat any peanuts.
But he's avoiding peanuts. So if I were to buy a peanut butter cream pie, I would have to eat that whole thing all by myself. And I can't do that.
And that would be rude.
To bring home a peanut butter cream pie and you not be able to eat any of it.
I would probably still eat some. So bring it home at your own peril.
Not doing it. Ghost Cider says jiggly. Tiny Travel 2 says, thank you for the kudos. You're welcome. I can't wait to actually get to Australia.
Kudos for the kudos koodling.
For the kudos koodling.
I think kudos to kudos. And you were just kudosing it.
Kelsey says, my aunt in Australia has giant huntsman spiders show up on her doorstep often. Hard pass for me on that. So I've heard that I've seen video of the huntsman spiders. I know how big they are, and that in itself is terrifying to me. But I've heard that they're probably not going to bite you.
Yeah, are they? I don't think they're. Are they? I don't think they're poisonous. Are they? It's terrifying.
No, I think they just bite really hard.
Yeah.
This is very painful, but they're not likely to bite you.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
Yeah. You can pick them up. They're so fast though, and that is really scary. They're like this big and really fast.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, even the wolf spiders we have here in the United States are super fast, and they're not going to bite you.
And they're like this big.
And you're freaking scared of them. They are fast. So they're like,
so they'll stand up and like rear their front legs at you. They're like, yeah.
They'll do that.
And they will bite you if they feel provoked. Yes,
will
they will. Yes.
Oh.
And it is very painful.
Oh wow, I didn't know wolf spiders did.
They do bite. Yep.
And then you.
Jay Roeder says, I personally loved New Zealand. You can sleep on the ground without any issues except a mouse or two, but then you have cats. Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to visit New Zealand someday. It'd be cool.
Bill says, I think Dr. Jenny is correct, David.
Whatever. I don't know. I'll claim ignorance on wolf spiders.
Yeah. No, about peanuts.
Oh. Whatever.
Dr. Jenny?
I don't get it.
Tiny Travel 2 says they aren't dangerous, and we just pick them up and put them in the garden. Yeah. Oh, J. Scott says, I'd be more worried about a brown recluse. Okay, one of our patrons that I text all the time, his brother got bit by a brown recluse. And he sent me a picture, and it's terrifying. David's uncle's been bit by a brown recluse once.
Yep.
It was on his ankle a long, long time ago. Fully recovered, no big deal. They are very scary because it just eats away at your skin. Once it stops spreading, it just like eats a pit in your skin.
That's pretty nuts.
Very, 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 very painful. Anyway, I am down to the end of the comments, guys, and we're almost there, so I should probably call my grandparents to let them know that we're not far. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream. Thank you guys for joining us, and I will catch you guys at our next live stream, which I think we're gonna be doing
4 or 5 days?
Monday. Yeah, we're traveling on Monday. I think it'll be about a 10-hour travel day, and yeah, so we will see you guys on Monday for our next traveling live streams. So yeah, bye.
See ya.